What's up, y'all? Rap Critic here, and this was a request by Andrew Outwater. And if you'd like to request a song, movie, or album for me to review, hit up the Rap Critic or Going Off podcast Ko-fi links in the link tree below. So let's talk about the uncomfortably white rapper trope.
I don't necessarily need to be here for this.
Cause today's song is the 2010 one-hit wonder by Spose entitled I'm Awesome, an ode to himself about the fact that he's anything but.
Motherfucker, I'm awesome. No, you're not, dude. Don't lie. I'm awesome. I'm driving around in my mom's ride.
And for a song like today, I feel like I can't begin without addressing that general trope concerning white MCs. You know, the whole thing where they'll preeminently throw out some goofy or self-deprecating lyrics as a way to work around the stigma of being white in a predominantly black genre. Well, I bring attention to it because I actually kind of want to defend the legitimacy of its usage, at least when it's done well. Because the reason it's employed in the first place is due to the fact that for essentially all of hip-hop's history, it's assumed that if you're a white guy, hey, you can't really relate to what hip-hop's about, so you must be a wigger, someone pretending to be part of the cool black genre so you can feel cool yourself. Now, there definitely are a lot of white dudes past and present faking the funk out there that certainly can't be denied, and they fuck it up for the cool ones, but like, you can usually tell when someone doesn't actually care about the art of rapping or is putting on a goofy black accent or something like that. However, for everyone that was insincere, of course there were plenty more where you can tell they respected the music despite their jokiness. Hell, even though Lonely Island are a total joke rap group and the kings of white boy self-deprecation.
My dick looks like the fact that you cut off a steak, smashed in like my balls went and stepped on a rake. Lonely Island, Grammy nominated.
If you listen, they'll still make cool little references to old school hip-hop and stuff like that, in a way that you wouldn't think to do if you didn't really appreciate the genre.
Hey, all the dudes, you know I'm talking to you.
We love you, Natalie.
I want you too.
And all you bitches, you know I'm talking to you.
We want to fuck you easy.
I wanna fuck you too.
Now, I think we could say, especially recently, that general stigma is slowly starting to fade away. Hip-hop has become just such a ubiquitous force in the mainstream zeitgeist, it's common knowledge you can be white and enjoy hip-hop without the assumption that you don't really know what they're talking about or are just listening for cool points. But it really wasn't that long ago when being white and listening to hip-hop might get you the poser label, and even more so if you actually participated by rapping. But the fact of the matter is, when it comes to quality in rap music, it was never just about being black, it was about being authentic. It's about when I hear you rap, it sounds like you're representing the truth of who you are as a person. People just associate that idea of authenticity with signifiers of blackness because the genre started mostly within black spaces. And while it's true in hip-hop, knowing the current slang in its proper context is usually the way to communicate authenticity, the reality is it essentially always came down to being real about your story when it came to how you got a loyal following in the game, while rapping it in some slick-ass wordplay, of course. However, if we're to take it back to 2010 when this song was released, I think it was a lot easier to see a white rapper admitting to being silly and dorky and dismiss them out of hand for being considered respectable as an artist. But hey, being funny is an art too, and if part of your humor comes from your reality of being an awkward, unconfident white dude from Maine, damn it, that's a legit experience. Rep that awkward white dude from Maine life to the fullest. So long as the jokes actually land and you can still tell they actually care about the craft of putting words together to make an entertaining piece of music, I think that's all that matters. And when it comes to I'm Awesome as a track, you know, despite the self-deprecation, you can tell dude was trying to flex some lyrical skill in there.
So preposterous, feel the awesomeness, the most obnoxious guest up at the sausage fest. Me, I'll never date an actress, got too many backsits, plus my whole home aroma is cat piss.
But if you're asking whether Spose is a guy worth checking out or if the clown is just a little too silly to be taken seriously, well, honestly, the answer lies a bit in the middle. Like, when I first heard it, I remember enjoying it overall as the fun song it was trying to be, but even then, some things about the track just weren't working for me. Like, first of all, the production.
I'm awesome, I will run away from a brawl. I'm awesome, there's no voicemail, nobody call.
Yeah, the doofy pan, flute, and xylophone combo, I think it leans a little too hard into the goofiness. It makes it sound like a novelty song for babies. Hell, the trap remix of that Little Einstein theme song gets harder than this. And of course, there's the very first line, which just always threw me off.
My pants sag low, even though that went out of style like 10 years ago.
Because I remember immediately thinking, wait, the sagging pants thing, that wasn't done by 2010. I remember lots of dudes like Lil Wayne showing his draws well up to the year before and after the song came out. And besides, that's not like a fad everyone was wearing at one time. That style of sagging was pretty specifically the domain of guys and gangs and prison culture. So to talk about it like it's an outdated fashion trend that you're still doing because you're behind the times, that doesn't work as a joke because there was literally never a time when a scrawny middle-class white boy from Maine could rock the sagging pants style without looking like an absolute poser. Of course, you could argue that's the point. Hey, he doesn't understand the nuance of hip-hop styles because he's a total dork. But as an opener, it just always rang a little more tone-deaf than I think he thought it did. But if you can get past that initial bar, the contrarian concept works for the most part, as he kicks a myriad of rhymes that are the polar opposite of what any MC would say about themselves.
And lyrically, I'm not the best. I got the swagger of a cripple. I got little biceps getting fatter in the middle. Just ask my mom if I could borrow
Like, this guy's not even cool by Maine standards.
And I'm not even the bomb in Maine. On my game, I'm only about as sexy as John McCain. Check it out, I'm from Maine and I don't hunt. Nope, and I can't ski. Smoke weed, but I can't roll blunts.
Just a pitiful display of a man, leaving no dad pun unused.
I'm cornier than ethanol, cheesier than provolone. I spent ages 8 to 10 living in a motorhome.
He even sampled some of his worst self-owns on the beat breaks, just to rub in the patheticness.
Swagger of a cripple, suit tailored ringtone. Furthermore,
And as the song builds to an anticlimax in the third verse, he calls on all his fellow losers to rock together in solidarity over their general inadequacies.
now put your hands up if you have nightmares, if you wouldn't man up, if there was a fight here, if you got dandruff, if you drink light beer. I'm out of breath. But I'm awesome.
Like, wow, that didn't even really sound like that taxing of a flow. And yet he's still left winded by it due to his aforementioned lack of athleticism. Truly the perfect underwhelming sign-off from a tour de force in mediocrity. Overall, I give this song an appropriately average 3 out of 5. It goes a little too hard on the corniness, I feel, but it's a fun, goofy time, and it did legit catch me off guard with a couple of really good juggles. Plus, I gotta shout out the remix with Mac Lethal, where the cell phones plunge into even deeper depths of patheticness.
I'm at your kid's first birthday, in Bombay, interrupting that shit like I'm Kanye. Yo, I'ma let you I'm in a house full of cats. Yeah, I'm awesome. My stomach hurts cause I can't burn. I'm awesome. Red Durst goes wrote my last verse. I'm awesome.
Also, I came across another Spose song while researching this episode called Goddamn, another song he made about being a loser, but from a more earnest perspective.
Smoker, alcoholic, life's riot got me plotting on dropping up out of college. Cops busted through the locked door and found a QP up in the sock drawer. And now I'm 4 charges deep, can't sleep.
It shows him honestly struggling with depression and feeling like a failure, like he's wasted his potential, constantly struggling with court dates and fines and unable to dig himself out of the cycle of poverty.
God, right when they cuff my hand. I seriously can't afford this, man.
As well, after I'm Awesome took off, he got signed to a major label but fell out with the deal before releasing anything, citing that he felt the powers that be were indeed trying to pigeonhole him into what he felt like was a caricature of who he was. And in fact, he then dropped an independent album with a track I really enjoyed called Pop Song, detailing his journey of being disillusioned with the industry and how they wanted to reduce him to below what he felt he was capable of.
Cause the kids want hits, they don't give a shit about the rhymes you spit. I know you like primo beats, but we just want you to be 303. Mix with Flow Rider, mix with B.O.B. Capiche?
So hey, say what you want about the clown white boy rapper from Maine, but that clown had his integrity, so you gotta give him that.
Spose, you're not fucking Rick Ross, we want something more like Kesha. TikTok, I told him, look man, I'd rather have my wrist slit than sound like every other fucking singer in the business. If you're not up to the task, grab your bags, call a cab. It's too bad, because we want you to write a pop song.
Well, that's the episode. Leave a like if you like because it helps, comment if you have something to say because it helps even more, and hit the subscribe button and the bell afterwards because the bell is what actually alerts you to new episodes. And if you want to keep up with everything I'm doing, check out my Linktree for Twitch streams, merch, movie and album review podcasts, and any other stuff I'm up to. So check all that fun stuff out and I'll catch you next time. Peace.